So hi guys, welcome back to today's video. So today's topic will be about 10 frugal life hacks that you will be able to help you save money and actually works quite efficiently. So I'll be going over 10 hacks and tips for people who are trying to live more frugally and trying to save more money. So maybe if we all could do some of these different tactics and tips, we will be able to dial our retirement age down by a few years because we are able to increase the amount of money we are able to save on a consistent basis and invest so that the money is able to grow. So the first habit or hack that I'll be going through here would be a rather unorthodox thing, which is increasing your negotiation skills. So it's not exactly something common that people talk about or feel that it's an important skill to have, but personally I feel that it's a good hack and skill to have because it will definitely help you to save some money here and there along the way of your life. So it works exceptionally well for larger ticket items and more expensive things that you're going to purchase. So of course I'm not expecting or asking you to negotiate in your local supermarket or the pasar malam just to get a discount off, let's say a 2 ringgit lettuce, but that's just because that just makes you weird and looks like a cheapskate. But rather I'm talking about larger items such as a house or a car, where these are things that cost a lot and a little negotiation for you to get a discount here and there can accumulate up to a huge sum that you could have saved. So there are actually a lot of books in the market that talk about how to find the middle ground during a negotiation, how to improve your interpersonal communication so that you're able to convince the seller or the buyer to get to the price point that you like and you prefer. So personally, I feel that these books out there are very useful and does add value to my life. So the next tip that I'll be going over will be to know your car a little better. I find it rather interesting that many people drive their car around as if their car is a little magic box and that they don't really understand the parts and concepts behind the car. So I'm not saying that you have to be a car mechanic, but personally I feel that it's rather important to know your car a little bit better, because it will definitely help you to save a lot of money throughout the years, and even from there you can learn different tricks and tactics to help you cut down expenses on maintaining your car. If you have interest in cars, you can even go a step further to learn about how to solve basic problems yourself, such as changing the engine oil of your car, changing the oil for your gearbox, or adding water for your windshield wipers, things like that, and this will even further cut down your maintenance expenses for your car. So at the very least, I feel that it's important that you know your car a little bit better so that you know the different parts of the cars, and it allows you to be able to tell when there's a problem with your car so that you can get it fixed as soon as possible before it drags on and causes more damage to other parts of the car and will end up costing more to repair all the parts. And also, when you know more about the car, it allows you to avoid being scammed or conned by workshops that might try to push something to you that is not needed. So the next hack that I have would be to get to know the public facilities around you. So what I mean is that I understand that Malaysia does have a lack of public facilities. There's not a sufficient availability of such public facilities, but definitely still some hidden gems around here and there that you can utilize. So for example, local libraries. So for example, there are a few good local libraries such as in Chayawan, in KL, in Cheras, where you can pick up books for free. And not only that, there are other facilities such as printing services, laptop services, there are computers there for you to use, there are free Wi-Fi, and even some of them have mini cafes where you can get food and drinks and coffee. These are facilities that people tend to overlook in Malaysia, and personally I would suggest you to head over and check them out. Despite I understand that a lot of people will say that, it's so weird, nobody goes to libraries in Malaysia. But personally, I still encourage people to go and check them out, because I do like going to these places to check out what they offer, because I personally strongly recommend reading up on books more, because I believe that books really add value and knowledge to somebody's life. Another tip that you might want to consider that could really have a huge impact on cutting down your expenses would be avoiding bottled water. So yes, it might seem inconsequential in the long run, it's just bottled water, costs like 1 to 2 ringgit, but don't forget that over time it will add up to be quite a huge sum. So in Malaysia, it's a very common thing that people buy bottled water when they are out, let's say in a restaurant, in a cafe, when they're shopping in malls, their entertainment centers, or when they're traveling. So the thing is, Malaysians either forget to take their water bottle around with them, or they just don't bother and feel too lazy to do that. Once again, I do understand that it's not something huge that you are saving on, but don't forget that if this happens on a consistent and regular basis, over time it will add up to still be a huge sum of money. So the fifth tip and the next tip I have for you would be that something that's more prominent in recent times due to the pandemic, which is online grocery shopping. So the motive behind this is the same as having a grocery list when you're shopping at the supermarket yourself, which is to avoid unnecessary and impulsive spending. So usually people will tend to pick up more snacks and things from the supermarket when they are hungry and when they're shopping, because they'll tend to pick up anything that captures their attention and they feel like, oh, I want to buy this. Whereas if let's say you choose to do a regular online grocery shopping, and on a consistent basis, you will be able to manage your purchases and be able to ensure that you control your spending within your budget. And also you end up saving time, as you don't have to travel to the place to get the groceries. And saving time is very important because it's the only asset that you can't really recover or regain after it's gone. Of course, I understand that some people will say that online shopping only ends up making them spend more. So there's no one best way, but rather you can either choose to go to the grocery stores yourself with a grocery shopping list, or choose to go online shopping for your groceries, whichever that suits you better and think you are able to manage your spending better. Another tip that is more popular in recent times would be using platforms to buy and sell secondhand items. This works well for items that you don't really use on a regular basis, or maybe it's just something that you want to get to use for a few times or even a one-off basis. So for example, let's say instead of going to an expensive hardware store to get a branded ladder, you could go on second-hand platforms to get them at half price or even lesser. So another great example that I personally used would be to buy books, because it's definitely something that I can get at a much cheaper price on places such as Carousel. You can then use the negotiation skills that you have, that we have talked about earlier in the video, to get yourself a good deal and end up saving even more money. So in general, I am a huge fan of buying and selling used items, because I feel that not only does it help you save money, it also helps the environment, as you end up recycling used items so that these things don't lay there unused and being wasted. So another tip or habit that could end up saving you a lot of money in the long run would be unsubscribing from emails. So once again, it might seem like it does not have a direct impact to your spending, but when you get these emails from clothing stores, retail stores or other departmental stores, you get tempted by these promotions and discounts or other marketing materials that they may send you. So you will end up being more tempted to spend money and splurge and buy things. So personally, I unsubscribe to a lot of these emails, so not only do I get less tempted by these things, I also end up not clogging up my email with unimportant emails. The eighth hack I have for you would be to cook your meals yourself more regularly. I do understand that a lot of people will say that it takes a lot of time to make their own meals, or let's say during the weekdays they're busy with work, busy with school, it's hard for them to take time off to cook. But you don't have to go to the extreme where you cook every single meal yourself. But if in every week you're able to cook up to 4 to 5 meals for yourself, it will definitely make a difference to your budget and your spending. So what you can do is you can cook the meals during the weekends where you are relatively more free and you have more time, and then you can store them in the fridge so that on weekdays when you need them, you can just take it out and heat them up. So this is what people commonly do, which is called meal prep, which is meal preparation, so that not only do you get to save money, you also get to eat more natural food and eat healthier food that is definitely beneficial to your health. So the ninth hack I have is that choosing quality items over quantity. So there are certain things that should be chosen based on the quality. So let's say, for example, if you are planning on buying working clothes or working shoes, so instead of going to, let's say, like a pasar malam and getting something like 20 ringgit clothes that might not even last you a few months, I'll rather recommend that you go to a decent store like Uniqlo and get a good shirt at a decent price that's also not too expensive, and instead it will be able to last you a lot longer and definitely look a lot nicer on you as well. So there are certain items that you shouldn't be so frugal and cheap on yourself to the point that you only look at the price alone and not the value that the item gives to you. So instead you should choose something that really maximizes the value and is within your budget. So the last tip that I'll be going through will be rather controversial, where it will be cars. So in Malaysia, I do understand that sometimes it's hard to get by without a car. But let's say in the event that you are working in, let's say, KL, and there are the abundant availability of LRT stations for you to use to be able to get to work and get home, sometimes it does help you to save a lot more money if you don't have to necessarily get yourself a good car. And even in the event that you have to get a car for your daily usage or on any other purposes that you need, I'll recommend that you get a car that is definitely within your budget, and not to get a branded car just to show off to people and instead ended up getting yourself in more debt. So definitely car is a topic that personally I would feel that I will definitely not buy a new car anytime soon, or even if my current car breaks down, I might just survive on using the LRT alone till when I really need a car to get by. So with that being said, we have come to the end of this video. So please do leave a like if you enjoyed this video, and do subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. You can also leave a comment to give me your thoughts about this video, and also for any ideas you have for upcoming topics that you wish for me to talk about. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.